Hi, this is Trepacer, and welcome to my top 10 list of westerns. DVD Collector 1974 to the Joker 5150, and Movie Collector 666 to do a top 10 list every Tuesday of different subjects, favorite actors, favorite actresses, favorite horror movies and stuff. They did western this past week, and I love westerns, so I decided I wanted to play along. So I have my top 10 list here. Okay, and I have a few honorable mentions before I start. Okay, in terms of honorable mentions, hold on. I don't have one of the honorable mentions, which is Tombstone, the one starring Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell. Basically about the shootout at the OK Corral. That one is, I absolutely love that movie. Why I don't have it right now, I can't even tell you. But I love that movie, Tombstone. It's one of my favorite. Kurt Russell was great, but Val Kilmer was absolutely exquisite as Doc Holliday. What was the line? I'll be your Huckleberry. I love that. He was great in that. And of course, Dana Delaney was in that as well, who I absolutely love from China Beach. Okay. Also, on my honorable mention list is True Grit, the one with John Wayne, the original. I absolutely love that one. Duke won his Oscar for that. And I love the scene where he puts the reins in his mouth and just has two guns and goes charging down in a showdown with the bad guys. And I absolutely love that. John Wayne was great. Now, also, hold on. And another honorable mention is Clint Eastwood in Hang 'em High. I love this movie. I remember seeing this on Channel 5 TV. This is one where basically this posse who thinks this character who bought, I think, cattle from this guy who was actually the one who murdered somebody, and they think Clint Eastwood was that guy, so they basically hang him. But of course he gets, I think I forgot if he gets saved by somebody or the rope snaps, whatever. He survives, and of course then you find out that he's an ex-marshal. Then he goes back hunting down the posse that basically hung him. Okay, hence the term "hang 'em high." I love this. It's really, really good. Now I'm going to cheat somewhat with the number 10 movie on my list. And that movie, I'm going to use all three of the Sergio Leone, the No Name Trilogy, as it were. That'll be number 10 on my list. Of course, and that would be Fistful of Dollars. For a few dollars more, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Love these westerns, so that'll be my top 10. Love Clint Eastwood's character as the man with no name, who's just absolutely ruthless and funny at the same time, and I love those Sergio Leone movies. Fantastic. So that's my number 10 of my favorite westerns. Okay, now number 9 would be Clint Eastwood in A Pale Rider. He basically plays this who comes to town to basically rescue this town that's being taken advantage of. Michael Moriarty's in this as well, and young Sidney Penny is in this, and I absolutely love Clint Eastwood in this. And the scene at the end, the showdown against the corrupt guy and his marshals or deputies, whatever that fit, it's freaking fantastic. Okay, Clint Eastwood is the man. Okay, now number 8 on my list is John Wayne and Angel and the Bad Man. I absolutely love this movie. This is the Duke has Cord Evans. I think that's right. Cord Evans, like a reform, well, kind of not reformed yet, but he's kind of a dirty guy. He's just he lives his life. He's a rough and tough cowboy, and actually, one night when he's wounded, he gets rescued by this Quaker family, and they have a young daughter played by Gail Russell, who's a Quaker girl, and she absolutely, they nurse John Wayne back to health, and of course she instantly falls in love with him, of course, and then he, falls for her, but he's still got his bad ways, and the thing is, what will the good Quaker girl save the bad cowboy? And it's a really good romantic western, and John Wayne and Gil also have good chemistry in this, and it's a good, really good western. I absolutely love this. Is one of my absolute favorite sweet stories for a western. Okay, now number 7 on my list is 3:10 to Yuma. This is the original, not the the remake with Russell Crowe and Kristen Bale. This is the original with Glenn Ford and Van Heflin. It's filmed in black and white, and again, it's the same basic story as the original. As the the remake. But basically, Van Heflin is a poor rancher who basically takes the money to get the bad guy to the 3:10 train to Yuma. The reason I like this one, more than the other one, even though the other one is decent, is that in this one, Glenn Ford's character, how Russell Crowe's character, but I think even more so Glenn Ford in this movie he's a charismatic guy in this movie, and I think Van Heflin too, I think is really good too, and they have a good chemistry between the two of them. And this is filmed also in black and white as well, and a really good story, about a man trying to do the right thing. Basically, even though he's doing it for money, but he's also trying to do the right thing for his family. And again, Glenn Ford is really good as the bad guy. He's real charismatic, and his men, of course, trying to rescue him. Okay, and this is really good. I actually love this movie. I saw this on AMC years ago, and I'm glad this is the criterion of it. Okay. Okay, now that's number 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, this is number 6. Oh, I'm sorry, number 7. Hold on. That was number 8 on my list. Okay. Yeah, that was 9. That was 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, this is 6. No, wait, hold on. I think I'm confused. Oh, okay, wait a minute. 10, 9, 8, 7. This is 6. Wait, hold on. Hold on, I'm totally confused. I lost my place for a minute. Okay. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7. This is 6. Oh, hold on. 10, 9, 8. This is 7. I'm sorry. Once Upon a Time in the West, another Sergio Leone western. This one time Charles stars Henry Fonda, Jason Robards, Claudia Cardinale, and Charles Bronson. And Henry Fonda is his first major role as a bad guy, who's always, Henry Fonda's always been mostly a good guy in most of his movie roles, but in this one he's the bad guy, and he's really, really good as the bad guy. And of course you have Charles Bronson as a guy seeking revenge, okay, and Claudia Cardinale as a woman caught in the middle, and it's just a classic movie. It's like this movie's over, I think it's over 3 hours long. It's really good. And Charles Bronson, of course, is great. Is the man who's basically seeking revenge, okay, and the showdown at the end is absolutely epic. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Oops. And now number 5 on my list. No. Okay, number 6. I'm sorry, number 6. Geez, I'm all losing my place there. Number 6 on my list is High Plains Drifter, starring Clint Eastwood. This is one of the great westerns directed by Clint Eastwood. And I've never seen this movie. This one came on ABC TV back in the day when ABC used to show those Sunday night movies and stuff. High Plains Drifter. And this movie has a certain tone to it. Clint Eastwood comes to this town again as a guy with basically no name, and these townspeople hire him because these 3 convicts that basically killed the sheriff before are getting released, and they're coming back to this town, and they want to hire this guy for protection. Okay, since he's such a badass, and of course there's a mystery behind this of who his character really is, and it's a really good. It has a certain tone to this movie, and Clint Eastwood is just a total badass in this. Okay, I love that. Okay, and now number 5 on my list is Stagecoach. This is the movie that made the rest. I think the first western directed by John Ford. I think, right? And this is the one that I think. No, that's the first western. This is the first western that he He said he filmed in Monument Valley, and this is the movie that basically made John Wayne a star. Okay, and Stagecoach is basically like all these different people riding from one place to another, and then all these different personalities. John Wayne plays like the Ringo Kid, right? I think. Yeah, the Ringo Kid. You have Claire Trevor as the prostitute who's trying to start over again. You have John Carradine as this mysterious gambler, and you have all these different personalities and stuff, basically having to bond together, traveling across country, okay, and battling Indians and stuff. And this is a great, great Western, and John Wayne is really good. And again, this is the movie that really made him a star, because John Wayne starred in a bunch of B-movie Westerns, but this is the movie that really pushed him over the edge into becoming a full-fledged star. Okay, I absolutely love this. This is the Criterion. Okay, number 4 on my list is another John Wayne movie called The Searchers. I absolutely love this one. This is the one where he plays this not a nice guy. I think his name is Ethan something. Anyway, he comes home to his brother and sister-in-law who live on a ranch, and he's not a nice guy. He's coming, and he basically, you can tell that he's previously, he basically was in love first with his brother's wife. Okay, and one day while he's off with his nephew, Indians raid the ranch and basically kill his brother and his wife and I think a kid or something, and then they kidnap his teenage niece. Okay, and hence the title, The Searchers. They go on a couple of year search to find his missing niece. And the reason, like I said, John Wayne's character is not a nice guy. He basically hates Indians with a passion. Okay, and he really, really hates Indians. And we even show you a perfect example of it when they rescue, along the way, they rescue one of these white women that have been basically kidnapped and raised by Indians. And you can tell the look on his face that he absolutely can't stand it. And he would rather, you could think that he really wants to, he'd rather she die rather than being raised and rescued, because he figures that she's ruined and she's been raised by Indians. And of course, Jeffrey Hunter plays his nephew, who basically goes along with him on the search, because then you're not sure if whether when he catches up to his niece, because of his actions, whether he's going to kill his niece, or rescue her. You don't know, just because he's such a volatile character. And John Wayne was excellent in this, and he should have been definitely been nominated for an Academy Award for his part in this, because he's really, really good in this. Okay. Now, number 3 on my list is Clint Eastwood again, The Outlaw Josie Wales. I remember seeing this. He's like a rancher, I think, they kill his wife and son, and then he joins up, okay, against the Union, I think, and then and then even after the war is over, he still is an outlaw, and basically he gets hunted by people and stuff. And there's a great scene in the bar, I think midway through the movie, where he's in there drinking, and a deputy comes in and he makes eye contact with Josie Wales. He sees it, then he walks out, and then he comes back in, and basically says, he eyes him up and down and tells Josie Wales, "I'm sorry, it's a living," And Clint Eastwood, Josie Wales' character, looks at him and goes, "It's a living. Well, dying ain't much of a living, is it, boy?" Oh, and then there's another scene, I think, where he confronts these guys. He goes, "Are you going to pull your pistols, or are you going to stand there and whistle Dixie?" And he's just a total badass. And another Western, great Western, directed by Clint Eastwood. Okay, I love that. Now, number 2, the top two on my list are very hard. Well, not very hard, but two really good movies. And this one is one of my absolute favorite. This one has been my absolute favorite for a long time. This is Jimmy Stewart, and John Wayne, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. I absolutely love this movie. I remember seeing this on Channel 9. There's a local TV station in New York years ago, and The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance basically refers to the man who basically killed Liberty Valance, who was a bad guy, played by Lee Marvin. Okay, Jimmy Stewart plays this sort of tenderfoot who comes to this this western town, and John Wayne is like the local rancher who's a total badass, and this is basically about the dying days of the West and about progress and stuff. And it sort of becomes like John Wayne represents the Old West, and Jimmy Stewart represents the New West. And of course, there's a woman involved, of course. And John Wayne, basically, it's about the man who shot Liberty Valance becoming famous in the new face of the West. And I absolutely love this movie. It's filmed in black and white, 1962, John Ford's last Western. And John Wayne breaks your heart in this movie. And I don't want to spoil it by how he breaks your heart in this, but he breaks your heart, or he breaks my heart watching him in this movie. And it's just a really, really well-acted movie. Okay, there we go. Now, the #1 movie, of course, if I can guess, will be Clint Eastwood and The Unforgiven. Well, not The Unforgiven, Unforgiven. Okay, starring, him, Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, and Richard Harris. And Clint Eastwood doesn't play a nice guy in this. He plays Bill Mummy, a murderer of kids and women, like they say, they describe him that way. And he gets hired. He brings his old partner, Morgan Freeman, out of retirement. And with this young kid, basically, I think, to settle this thing against this guy who basically beat up a prostitute. Okay, and kind of spirals out of control. Okay, and Gene Hackman plays this guy, Bill Mummy, Big Bill, I think that's what they call him, who basically, I don't want to spoil what he does, but he's a total badass. Okay, and then there's a great confrontation. This movie is totally worth it, just to see the last 15 minutes of this movie when Clint Eastwood confronts Gene Hackman's character in the bar. Is worth the price of admission alone for that. Okay, and this is, like I said, another great Western, directed by Clint Eastwood, and of course starring him as well, and definitely deserves the Academy Awards it won. Okay, absolutely fantastic movie. Okay, my #1 Western. Okay, so that's my list. Okay, and again, thank you, James, DVD Collector 1974, and this Joker 5150, and Movie Collector 666 for doing this top 10 list. I love doing it. I love participating in it. Okay, so that's my top 10 list right there. Okay, let me know what you think of those. I'll leave a link to all 3 of those guys' channels in the description box below. Please sub to them, show them some love. And every Tuesday they do a top 10 list. Okay, and I love watching it, so thank you guys for doing this. Okay, and this is trepacer saying so long and take care.